I don't know what all happened. Part of the conversation, however, I do know something was misplaced. She looked at him and he looked back at her and said, I am going to take this whole plane down.
I know what you're probably saying. Minutes of horror, I thought we were finished with the woman on a plane saga. I thought we were done with this story. There is one video I really want to make because I was waiting to see if anything would happen in the news. On October 4th, the United States sends out a national emergency alert. There were some of us, including myself, that thought there was an underlying motive when it came to this emergency alert test. But then there were others, including the media, that has said, this is only a test. There's nothing that's going to happen here. They have been conducting these tests since the 60s. While that is true, come to find out, this wasn't just a national alert test. This was a worldwide test. In 2023, countries around the world were testing their emergency alert system. The emergency alert system was launched on March 19, 2023 in the UK and was tested on a nationwide basis for the first time on April 23, 2023. Since then, countries around the world, including Japan, Germany, India, Korea, countries in South America, Mexico, Colombia, have all tested their emergency alert systems as well. Then comes October 4th, where things get a little stranger because not only did the United States test their emergency alert system nationwide by sending these alerts to cell phones around 2:20 p.m., Russia was also conducting their emergency alert system on the same day. Russia would actually take things a step further. Not only did they test their emergency alert system, but they were running drills as if they were practicing for nuclear fallout. One of the scenarios conducted is a what if 70% of the homes were destroyed. So this went from looking like a simple emergency alert test to looking like the world leaders were aware of something. They are aware that something is about to happen. Well, something did happen, something catastrophic, as 3 days later, there was a strike on a country. You can't currently say this country's name on YouTube because if you do, they put your video under review. And as it's under review, it does not get recommended, it does not get pushed out there. They want to make sure everything that you're saying fits their guidelines. But I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. There is a massive loss of life during these attacks. This country that begins with the letter I, they consider it to be their September 2001. They officially declare this a war and start to strike back. This could really turn into a World War III scenario if it is found out that other countries are involved, like Russia, Iran, China. The media has already painted the picture that these other countries are indeed involved. So with that being said, the prospects of nuclear war, nuclear fallout, is not outside the realm of possibility. While we focus on nuclear fallout and we focus on the tension between these countries, there's also something else that the media has been showing us that they have been stuffing inside our subconscious. That being the tension between people, between protesters in the United States that support the different sides in this war. For a second day in New York City, opposing protesters have rallied together and clashed against one another. Police have actually been trying to do their best to keep protesters on opposing sides on the opposite side of the street, because even crossing the street has led to physical conflict. Things are really escalating and getting hostile in the United States. Not only that, but across the United States, there has been major support for this group that struck this country. Hundreds of people gathered in Michigan to rally against the country that begins with the letter I. So with the media showing us this, with the media letting us know there are a lot of people inside the United States that supports the attack against the country that begins with the letter I. Not just a handful of people either, but hundreds if not thousands of people are gathered in the streets to show their support for these attacks. But here's the major problem when it comes to these protesters. The country they're in, the United States, actually supports the country that begins with the letter I. We're actually this country's greatest ally. If things get worse, we have to get involved. We have to take part of the fight. We're already sending over there money and carriers. With the United States helping this country that begins with the letter I fight back and perhaps take over this group, how do some of the protesters inside the United States feel about that? How they feel about the United States helping this country that begins with the letter I? Are we going to see a rise of catastrophic attacks take place inside the United States? So that brings me back to the woman on the plane, the woman known as Tiffany Gomas, because even after all this time has passed, I do not believe that's her name. Now, before the media revealed who this woman was, and I do want to state, nobody on the internet knew who this woman was. Nobody on the internet could find this woman. It was actually the media that released her name, where she lived, how much her house was worth. Before all the camera footage came out and before we knew this woman's name, a very interesting video came out where there was a woman who claimed to be a friend of a friend of a friend, claiming that Tiffany Gomas was sitting next to a man that said he was going to take the whole plane down, that an attack was going to happen on that plane that was going to cause a massive loss of life. But the very confusing part is, how does one go from that MFer is not real to he's going to commit a terror act on this plane? Even when she is off the plane and on the body cam footage, she's staring at the plane and she says it's not going to make it. And as she's being walked out the airport, she says that plane is going to explode.
There's a lot of people in that place. Can I just leave? You don't need to escort me out.
Yeah. You had your own warning. So, keep walking.
Oh yeah, until y'all see that fight blow up.
Okay.
Never once is she detained or questioned about what she's talking about. They just let her leave, which a lot of people found odd. Why did they not detain this woman who caused this style of disturbance on this plane? Airports do have holding cells. There's a misconception that you can voluntarily leave a plane, and that is not true. When a plane is taxiing, the only person that allows you to leave a plane is the pilot. Anything outside of a medical condition, it is considered a disturbance. She even gets to the front of the plane and says, "You can all die with him, I'm not." And nobody questions this. Matter of fact, nobody on the plane looks concerned. Nobody gets up to see what she's talking about. Nobody records this seating location. We still do not know who this man is. We do not know what he looks like. We do not know his side of the story. There was another man that the police were interviewing that they assumed was the MFer, but he was not the MFer. She even says, no, that was not him, that the MFer actually left before he did. This is also confirmed in the alternate angle footage where you have a black American woman who says she's a lawyer, says that that person that Tiffany Gomas is going off on is her brother. The man the police are interviewing is clearly not American born. He has an accent. He's also of another race. He's not black. In the airline's police report, it is never stated that they interviewed the accused or the accused family. So that begs the question, why did nobody record her seating location? Why did nobody ask the accused what was going on? Why did the police not talk to the man that was accused? Why did they not talk to his family? Does he even exist? Why was there such little concern from the other passengers on this plane? This brings me back to my initial theory, that these are all crisis actors. Another thing that I have picked up on that not many people have noticed is that the flight attendants are not talking to the man whatsoever. They're not asking for his version of what took place. I never see them once on camera interact with this man. They're either talking to Tiffany Gomas or they're talking to the lawyer.
I'm Shanique. We're all together, and we just decided to rearrange because we're all in the same information. I'm a licensed attorney. This is my brother.
So you're with him.
Yes.
Okay, so because I need to know where she's originally supposed to be sitting. So you guys have how many seats?
5.
You got 5 telling you?
Yes.
Things aren't right. No, I'm telling you. Things aren't right. I'm getting the fuck off. I'm getting the fuck off because no one's getting.
Once she leaves the plane after causing this disturbance without a police escort, which that is odd in itself, because in almost every video where you see a person being taken off a plane, police have to escort them off the plane. Once the police eventually do arrive, the airline's manager asks the police, "What is her name? We need to know her name. We don't know her name."
Now we need to remove her from the flight. She traded the whole, the plane and everything, so I can now process something serious. I know maybe you can arrest her or anything, but I just need to know her name. If you just can get her information from me, that would be great.
Okay, we can ask her. If she tell us no, we can't do anything. We can try to ask her. We can't force her to try to identify herself. No criminal charges. You have no right to detain her.
Okay.
So we can't compel her to identify herself. We could ask.
And the police tell the airline's manager, "Well, we can't give you that information," which I found odd. The airline should already know her name. They should have a flight log on all the passengers that board that plane. This mysterious woman does not get detained for causing this disturbance on this plane, causing this plane to be ground. This mysterious woman does not get arrested for what they believe was public intoxication, and you will be arrested for being publicly intoxicated causing a disturbance, especially inside an airport, because there are many that believe that this woman was drunk. Flash forward sometime later, TMZ of all people spot her at another airport, boarding another flight. How is this woman not on a no-flight list? Her style this time looks exactly the same from the initial video, from her clothes to her hair. So who is this woman? Who is the passenger that she accused was going to take down that plane, that she accused was not real? And who are the passengers? This looks like to be a very crowded plane, and yet nobody on this plane went to the news and gave their side of things, a very popular topic. You had some random people here and there post TikTok and YouTube videos claiming to be on that flight, but their stories really didn't check out. The only person that the news spoke to was Carrot Top, who is known to be an actor. So then that begs the ultimate question, is everybody that's on this plane actors? Were they crisis actors? Are they simulating where a plane has been taken over? Anybody that has been following my channel, I have stated that we have been getting a lot of terrifying and weird news about planes in 2023. I have stated something bad and catastrophic is about to happen because of all the news that is coming out in the media lately involving planes. I even made an entire video about this topic, which I will post in the comment section below. We even had the country that begins with the letter I say, this event is our September 2001, once again referencing a catastrophic event that involved planes. Are the crisis actors preparing for another event that involves planes in the United States? You have to remember this all goes back to September 2001. They keep referencing September 2001 in the news and media. The supposed mastermind behind the event of September 2001 told CNN inside his cave that he is going against America because of their support of the country that begins with the letter I.
You have declared a jihad against the United States. Can you tell us why?
The US government has committed acts that are extremely unjust, hideous, and criminal through its support of the Israeli occupation of Palestine.
So now that there is a real war that has broken out with this country that begins with the letter I and the United States is helping them, what do you think many of those protesters that support this particular group are going to do? The story, the event, all comes together masterfully to set up another event within the United States. And with the crisis actors already have prepared, it's only a matter of time.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.